know, I can remember when I was a kid, I used to watch my dad every morning walk out of the house dressed up with a briefcase. I didn't know where he was going. I didn't know what he was doing, but I knew I liked to see him walk out that house with that briefcase, and I used to mimic him. When I was in middle school, I used to hide his slacks in my backpack. And when I would show up to middle school, I would change into I don't think he even knows this, I would change into his slacks and wear them around school. I would use briefcases as my book bags until I got older and just grew out of it, or I used them up or whatnot. But I always loved the idea and the look of what a quote businessman looked like, or at least what I thought a businessman would look like. Later on in life, I found out that, you know, I was business was really appealing to me. The analytical side to things, being able to find a problem and solve it, and using your brain to do those types of things, and being able to get paid, compensated to do it was really exciting. So I not only in undergrad did a double major in mass media communications and business, but then I went on to get my graduate's degree as a master's in business administration, just to help to seed into what I wanted to do in being in business. And that's why I'm here today. I love business. I'm one of those guys that's truly lame. Instead of watching The Family Guy or watching, you know, primetime television, I'm always watching some documentary on 7-Eleven or Walmart CEOs or something like that, because it's excellent to me. But I love business, so that's definitely why I'm in it. So the name of my business is Vision Media LLC. We're a media content and marketing company, and we pretty much create content for radio, television, web, and print. We also have social media. So I guess the idea for Vision Media came to me a little over 10 years ago, around 2001. It was something that I got when I was on the campus of Prairie View A&M University, when I was studying my undergraduate, doing undergraduate studies there. And it was pretty much, it started with an idea of bringing all cultures, all forms of ministry and business together in order to offer them a media platform that otherwise they couldn't afford because it's so expensive. And a little over 10 years later, here we are now hosting events, helping to market and sell events, and creating award-winning radio shows, web shorts, and so on and so forth. You know, I think perhaps the main reason I got started in the business was conviction. It began with a vision that God gave me when I was from a dream. In fact, that's a big reason why the name of the company itself is Vision Media, because our expertise is in media, but it's all centered around a God-given vision instead of centering it around a person's name or something like that. You know, depending on the type of organization we're helping to represent, the specific style of event that we're helping to promote, or whatever show or segment we're producing ourselves, our audience really ranges from as young as 12 years old to as old as 80 years old, honestly. We've hosted everything from movie premieres to youth camps to concerts for the young and old. One thing that definitely remains true no matter what the audience, however, is that everyone loves and appreciates quality and excellence. And so that's something that we make sure to press in everything that we do. One of the main things that keeps Vision Media separate from other media content companies, as well as marketing and advertising companies, is that we are vision directed and we're vision centered. And what that means is that the God-given vision behind our company, which is to help provide a media platform for people that would, and organizations that otherwise would never be able to afford it, we stay true to that. We live on forging strong relationships and long-term relationships by being able to work with any budget. And that's something we pride ourselves on. Working with a budget as small as $100 or as big as $15,000. It doesn't matter here. Everybody has an opportunity to get a media platform to help accomplish their vision. You know, when it comes to the things that we have in our plans for Vision Media, honestly, we are just getting started with building on this vision. So as far as the things that we see coming from what we're doing, where we see ourselves going, we see a lot more syndication, building out a network of shows and or segments that are being sold and distributed nationwide and internationally, as we have a very big international following for some of our shows right now. Also when it comes to our core marketing strategies, we really stay true to diligence, excellence, and efficiency. Excellence is probably one of the most important things that you can offer to any client, or really offer to yourself when it comes to what you're trying to do. When it comes to having a standard for the type of product that you want to put out, being able to say, I'm not going to cut corners, I'm not going to take shortcuts, but I will dedicate the time and the efforts needed to be able to present an excellent product, the payoff is always exponential. And finally, efficiency. Being efficient is pretty much being able to budget well, being able to find ways, and that's something that we pride ourselves on. Even though we work with clients that have small budgets and even large budgets, very large budgets, we pride ourselves on not taking advantage of them, not taking advantage of their money or their time, but finding ways to cut corners when that is concerned, to help them to get the most out of what they have paid for and what they're expecting. We often like to say, or our mantra at Vision Media and all that we do, is that we don't just like to meet expectations, but we like to exceed. That's pretty much in a nutshell what we stick to. Diligence in making sure we get the message out to everyone that's intended. Excellence, meaning we don't cut corners, we don't take shortcuts. We do everything that's needed to make sure that it is the best product or the best effort we can give our clients at all times. And efficiency, so that we don't waste our resources and we don't waste our clients' money. It's very important that we help, especially in this economy, to cut corners where needed, and it's budget-wise, but never cut corners where needed when it comes to the quality and efficiency of work. That's a really great question. Top 3 traits that would make me successful, or that make me successful. I would have to say the very first one would have to be my relationship with God, because in all the things that I do, I seek Him first. He's helped me to avoid a lot of falls and snafus, if you will, by directing my path. So that's got to be number one. The second thing would probably be not being afraid to take advice from others who have already walked the path before me. You know, you can learn a lot from each and every person in life, and I'm the type that does not believe anything is accidental, but everything is intentional. So learning from others is another great thing that I pride myself on doing. And lastly, having a heart for people. At times we can look at opportunities, and sometimes great opportunities are bad distractions, and they can keep us away or distract us from accomplishing what we were put in people's lives to really accomplish. So those would probably be the top 3 traits. Things about my industry is, honestly, it is dealing with people, because we're in the entertainment industry where perception is reality and you're people pleasing, but at the same time you're trying to balance your morals and all that good stuff, man. I promise, I can't tell you how many extremely sleepless nights I've had, how many headaches I've gotten done. And, you know, folks in church always say how they're happy they got delivered from people. I envy church folks more than anybody else in the world, because I can't, I'm married to them. But at the same time, that's what makes ministry, and that's what makes people business. But consistency is the other huge thing. You have to be able to effectively get out the same message consistently to people and present it in a light to where it's relevant to them enough to capture their attention and change their behavior patterns to buy into what you want them to buy into. It's extremely difficult. It takes a lot of balancing, but it is attainable, it is achievable, and the payoff is golden. You know, I was talking earlier about Vision Media and all that we do as a media content and marketing company, but if I were to think about probably one of the toughest situations that I've been in, it's honestly been with my work with my nationally syndicated radio show, Inside Gospel, in helping to build that brand, separate ourselves, but stay true to what it is God's placed in my heart to get out to others, which is to expose people to ministries that are in and outside of the 4 walls of the church. Bring people from all different backgrounds together, all different cultures together, from different walks of life to serve the same one God. And that has been, man, that has been a whirlwind of experience that I've learned. It's not easy but one of the things that's paid off for me in it is the fact that I'm able to be patient with God. God doesn't always move when we want Him to move. That's because there's such an amazing reasoning behind what He's doing. He's working things out. And sometimes managing deadlines and the expectations of people and at the same time trying to produce a worthwhile product that was God ordained and centered around what He says, that works totally outside of our control. So one of the most difficult situations that I've been in has been just trying to decrease myself in order to have enough faith to follow where He leads me in executing inside. I think one of the greatest rewards that I've received in everything that I have been doing has been the fact that, you know, when we have people who come back to us and express their thanks, because comparing services before us to after, the result is hugely and widely apparent. That makes me feel amazing. One of the best examples is with the GMW, Gospel Music Workshop of America, which was recently in Dallas. The Dallas chapter was tasked with having to host one entire night by themselves, and a lot of times the turnout for the past couple of years had been under 100 people. We packed the place out with over 1,000 people. And for the rest of that entire night, even the national organization for the Gospel Music Workshop of America was not able to match anything that we did in number. And that's just a testament to us being the primary media sponsor, and you know, that's one of the best payouts I've ever had. To give anybody any advice out there, again, it would probably go to the 3 traits. Relationship with God has to start there. If you don't have a good relationship, then I promise you it's the foundation to everything. Also, if you are married, or if you are in a very strong relationship that's heading that way, if you can't take care of home first, you're not going to be able to manage a life outside of that. Everything starts with that foundation. God first, family second, and then after that, having faith in yourself. And that is a very difficult thing at times to hold on to, but if you can just see your way through enough to have faith and confidence in yourself and what God's placed inside of you, then the world is yours and opportunities are limitless. If you're looking to get in contact with us about creating content for you in radio, television, web, print, or in social media, you can contact Vision Media at visionmedia1.com, which is our website, or email us at info@visionmedia1.com. Also, if you're looking for information on Inside Gospel, anything that we're doing in the gospel and Christian music arena, you can always go to InsideGospelOnline.com. And of course, if you would like to help seed into our philanthropic efforts, as we are blessed to be a blessing, check us out at mygivingproject.com to find out more information about the Giving Project.